Step into the spotlight, woo! Sorry, I'm just so excited. Hi, I'm Andre, and I'm a black nerd, and it's finally time. I got a review for you. The embargo has been lifted, so I can finally talk to you about Black Panther, but I'm still gonna be cool with you and keep it no spoilers, because I want you to experience this film knowing as little as possible. And if you like my movie reviews, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I love this movie. I've already said that publicly, but I'm just gonna stress again how much I love this movie. I love it not just as a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, I love it as a film. I love it as a movie in itself. You can definitely tell it's part of the MCU, but it also works great as just a standalone film. This is definitely the quote-unquote origin story of Black Panther, kind of on the same lines as Spider-Man Homecoming. Like, you get some stuff to let you know how the history of this character came to be, but you're also just getting to see adventure or a movie just about this character and his world of Wakanda. You have all these different characters in the movie, but one of the main characters is Wakanda itself. You get to learn so much about Wakanda and the people in it and the culture around it and the technology that it has. It really shows that we get some good world building. And seeing Wakanda and also just seeing this movie, man, it is so beautiful. Some of the scenery in this movie is so breathtaking. There's gonna be so many shots in this movie that you're gonna want to freeze frame and make as wallpapers. They have some real shots, like some actual location shots that look beautiful, and they also have some CG shots that are also very beautiful. And one of the things I really appreciate about this movie, they did a good job in making sure that even with green screen scenes, to make sure that you got a little bit of depth. So let's blur out the background just a little bit more so it does feel like it's further away. I really appreciate that level of detail that this movie went into making sure that whether it had real life background or CG background, that they try to make it look as realistic in this world of Wakanda as possible. But the whole movie does not take place in Wakanda. You will get some other locations, and I think all those locations are very sound in either bringing up parts of the story. There's also some locations that they go to just for the sake of some action scenes, and you do get some action scenes in this movie, and they're really good in this. But there's also some action scenes that are very smaller scale, and I think I enjoyed those a little bit more because what you get out of those is more of the intensity of the characters involved in it. Some scenes of action that you're just like, oh, my chest is hurting watching this because I can feel this. You know, that's really cool. This movie actually hits a number of different genres. You get a little bit of action, you get a little bit of drama, you get a little bit of world building, you get a little bit of political talk. There's even a little bit of James Bond in this, like a little bit of spy espionage type of stuff. And there's humor in this movie, and I didn't think there was going to be humor, or I was worried if they were to put humor in this movie. And the reason why it's good, the humor is not let's just drop one-liners, the humor is about the characters themselves. Every character is so well defined of who they are that when you put them in situations where their character will react to that situation, that's what makes it funny. And also, it knew when to stop. When it's time to be serious, when it's time to be dramatic, this movie has no problem saying, this is a serious moment, let's take that in, and I respect that. That's why I'm saying that I look at this movie so much more as a film, just as a good quality movie, and a lot of that has to go with the directing. Ryan Coogler is just a great director. I love what he did with Creed, and I love what he did with this. This movie is just so well done in really emphasizing the world, emphasizing the characters, emphasizing the style, the music that goes into the movie, definitely complements how the movie works. It's just everything is like pieced together so nicely in a Marvel movie in a way that I would have expected. To be this many movies into Marvel and you're still giving me a movie that surprised me, that's pretty good. I had my thoughts about, okay, this is the Black Panther movie. It's gonna hit point A, point B, point C, just like the other introduction movies of other characters did. And it does that to a certain extent because it has to. It's a Marvel movie, but whenever it gets the time to go off on the side a little bit, do something a little bit different, it does it, and it's good. And I like that. I like that this movie was able to play safe and take risks at the same time and work in both directions. Chadwick Boseman is great as Black Panther. He still kind of has that stoic feel about him, but you do get a little bit more of emotion with him. And you also get to see the struggle that he has of being a superhero and a king. And I think that was a really cool thing to tap into with him is this extra responsibility that he has. Big props to the cast of this movie. You're gonna meet a lot of different characters, but the movie does a really good job in letting every character have their moment, so it never feels like you don't know about a certain character, so I thought that was really great. As much as this is Black Panther's movie, it's really kind of an ensemble film because you get to meet so many other characters like Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia. And any movie that has Angela Bassett as a queen, you know, that's just quality right there. I love Lupita Nyong'o in this. I love Angela Bassett in this. I love Forrest Whitaker in this. Daniel Kaluuya is in this. He got out of the second place, y'all. He went from the second place to Wakanda real quick. Winston Duke in Baku, I really liked him. He's got a lot of different layers to him. But my standouts, man, Dinai Gurira as Okoye, oh my God, she is so badass in this movie. There's a particular scene, I think they already put it out. I would actually say don't watch it if you come across the clip. I didn't see the clip, I saw it in the movie. She is so good. And there are scenes where it's just like, let's just stop this. Black Panther, I'm gonna take your movie for a second and just focus on Okoye. She is just so good. She is so good. Oh man, when we get into spoiler talk, there's a thing that she did, I was like, damn. That's awesome. And I also love Letitia Wright in this. She plays Shuri. She's really good in this movie. She's like the youngest person, I think, in the movie, or plays the youngest person. So it leads to a lot of humor there between the traditional culture and the current culture. I think it's very interesting that they were able to play around with that. But a hero is only as good as his villain. And boy, we have talked many times about how Marvel has been lacking in the villain department, but I can tell you they have brought it back with Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger is really one of the best villains I have seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it is because he is one of these villains, man, where you listen to him and you're like, you're evil, but I kind of get where you're coming from. Every time he's talking, I'm like, no, you're wrong, this is evil, you're bad, but dang it, every time you make a point, I'm like, he makes a good point though. And it's so great. It makes him a great villain. It makes the conflict great in this. I don't want to go any more detailed than that, but it really was a powerful performance. And then Andy Serkis is also a villain in this movie too, and that dude is just crazy. Like I don't want to get into too much detail, but you only got a glimpse of Claw. You gonna get the full Claw in this one, and it's a crazy Claw, man. Watch out for the Claw. I've been praising this movie. Do I have to say anything bad about it? I don't want to. Okay, just a couple things. The pacing's a little off in certain places. All right, it's a weird way of explaining it. It's either a movie that should have been a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. There's just certain parts that you feel like you could have either like really tightened it or you could have embellished on it a little bit more, and I would have been fine with either. And the third act is a big, spectacle act. It's your standard action scene that you have in the third act of a lot of these Marvel movies or just superhero movies in general. So I still enjoyed it, but I think it should be noted that it's there. I really enjoyed this movie. I know it's only February. I know that we got several months to go and several movies to go, but I'm already thinking that this is gonna probably be on my top movies of the year. I mean, I just was overly impressed by it. And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, because it's a black movie, that's why you're all about it. But see, that's the thing. I was actually really nervous about it because of the fact that it was a mostly black cast. Like, I was like, this has to be right. This has to be good. Even if this is mediocre, that's bad. I'm so relieved that it's not. That it's very good. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of extra bias on my end because I'm a black person that saw a black superhero movie, but you gotta understand, man, this has just not been done on this scale. I'm not gonna say I've never seen a black superhero before in my life, but to see it done this way, with a budget, big budget, and a scale like this, and to be part of the Marvel universe like this, and to be treated in the same respect as the other superhero movies, that's what makes this special. That's what I love about it. And the fact that it's a great movie on top of that, it's just beautiful. I know this is mean, but I'm just gonna be real right now. This is real talk right here. If you have seen every single Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, if you've been following this whole thing since the beginning, and you're still kind of like, I don't know if I want to see this one. All right, regardless of what your background is, there is something about it you can enjoy because it is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and it is a good movie. So it would just be weird to me if you've seen every Marvel movie from Iron Man 2 to Thor the Dark World and then all of a sudden seem to be skeptical if you want to see this one. I don't want to make any judgment because that's just wrong, but I'm just saying, if you've seen all the Marvel movies, your ass better go see this one, because if you don't, we gonna have some questions. I can't wait to see this movie again. I'm probably gonna see it multiple times in the theater. I'm definitely gonna own it. I love this movie. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe to this channel and also ring that bell to be notified of future videos that I make. Be part of that squad by the bell. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000.